Ferrari and Lewis Hamilton have completely stunned the competition on the first day of testing. It all begins with a car that appears to be capable of doing almost everything. Could this be the year Hamilton once again rewrites history? Could this be the car that puts Ferrari back on the top step after nearly 2 decades? It all started with providing a platform that does everything possible to make drivers feel confident in their car. This minor aspect has proven to be an essential component of the current generation of ground effect Formula One machinery. The increased ride height sensitivities and ability to deal with a car whose downforce and balance alter over the various phases of a corner require a driver to be completely at one with their challenger in order to get the most out of it. What gets a driver into that happy zone requires a slew of variables that can be fine-tuned, but one is fixed from the minute the car is approved of by the technical department: the cockpit position. The cockpit's position in relation to the front wheels is crucial for 2 reasons. Aerodynamic motives include regulating the wake off the front tires and how it interacts with the leading edge of the underfloor, as well as how it affects the driver's perception of what the car is doing. Lewis Hamilton's cockpit position has become a major focus at Mercedes in recent years, since he thought things were not going well for him during the first 2 seasons of this latest ground effect era. Speaking at the beginning of 2023, the figure below compares the top 4 teams in 2023. He said, "I don't know if people know, but we sit closer to the front wheels than all the other drivers. Our cockpit is too close to the front. When you're driving, you feel like you're sitting on the front wheels, which is one of the worst feelings to feel when you're driving a car." What that does is it really changes the attitude of the car and how you perceive its movement. It makes it harder to predict compared to when you're further back and you're sitting closer, more center. It's just something I really struggle with. Mercedes did make changes last season that helped assuage Hamilton's concerns, but the team believed the issue became a bigger talking point than it warranted. Technical director James Allison believed Hamilton's comments about the lack of feel from the cockpit were a symptom, not the cause, of the car's poor handling. If we could fix that instability properly, the only part of Lewis's seating position that he would still dislike is that he sees a bit less of the corner apex because he's a bit nearer the tyre than if he was a bit further back, explained Allison last year. But the actual seating position itself is not giving rise to a perceptual issue that makes it hard for him to detect how to handle the car. Possibly, if he was sitting exactly where he wanted, he might be able to drive a truculent thing with slightly more precision. But the issue there is get rid of the truculent thing, not optimize his seating position to handle something that isn't good. As Hamilton starts at Ferrari, he will be pleased to learn that one of the team's adjustments for 2025 was to increase the distance between the cockpit and the front wheels, a move he believes is superior. It is believed that the distance between the front axle and the cockpit has been raised by around 2.5 centimeters, while the gearbox case has been trimmed to help keep the car inside the maximum allowable wheelbase. As explained by F1 technical expert Gary Anderson, the adjustment was most likely made for apparent technical reasons, but it also happens to benefit Hamilton. It looks like they have slightly lengthened the wheelbase by moving the front wheels forward, Gary said. This creates more space between the sides of the chassis and the inner wheel fairing, also the front of the side pod and the wheel. This offers a better opportunity to control the front wheel wake, reducing its negative effect on the leading edge of the underfloor. It has probably been done to help when packaging the pull rod front suspension together with all the pedals and brake master cylinders, but it also means the driver is just that little bit further away from the front axle. The distance change may be as little as 2.5 centimeters, which in reality is not much, but after the cockpit position emerged as one of Hamilton's gripes at Mercedes, it could be enough to help move things in a better direction for him. And after his first runs in the updated 2025 Ferrari, the 7-time Formula One world champion is confident that breaking ties with Mercedes and joining the Italian team was the right move. Lewis Hamilton is confident that he made the correct decision by joining Ferrari. The 7-time world champion spoke following his maiden drive in Ferrari's 2025 Challenger. Hamilton, who lighted up the F175 livery unveiling in London's O2 Arena on Tuesday evening, claimed that he has attempted to integrate into the Italian team by living in his motorhome, which is parked at the team's Maranello facility. When asked if he thought he had made the right move having driven this season's Ferrari, he said, "100%. I don't have the slightest doubt or question in my head. I'm in the right place at the right time, and it's a great privilege to be here, to join this team, and to work with everyone to try to build and continue the great historical tradition of this team. Every day has been exciting. Even last night, walking on that stage at the F175 livery event, dressed in red, was something totally new for me. To be able to meet and experience the fans is something very different doing it as an opponent or doing it as a Ferrari driver. To begin a journey together with them and the team is something that left me speechless." Hamilton's surge of optimism comes after a winter spent learning to life with the Italian team. The relocation has revived the 40-year-old, who is now adjusting to the new challenge. When asked how different driving the Ferrari was to his old Mercedes cars, he added, "Ferrari is very different. From the moment you put on the suit and enter the garage, put on the helmet and enter the cockpit, you feel that incredible passion. It's all exciting and thrilling. It has an incredible history with this team, and as a kid, it was a dream for me to be able to race for Ferrari, and I still pinch myself to be able to believe that it's really happening. I have so many expectations." Hamilton had already driven a 2022 Ferrari at Fiorano in January, before driving a 2023 F1 car around Barcelona for a 3-day private test, during which he also crashed. However, in his little time with the team, he has stated that he has seen enough to believe they have all the ingredients to win. Hamilton said, "From seeing the passion, everything under one roof, which I've never experienced before, this team has absolutely every ingredient to win. But we're also aware we have to continue to work. We have to improve and elevate everywhere. Not everywhere, but in certain areas, and I have no doubt that we can do that. I have genuinely loved every day I have been here. It's a place you genuinely don't really want to leave in the day. Everything's here. Even my motorhome is here, so I don't ever leave." Hamilton was accompanied by teammate Charles Leclerc, who stated that the Brit was joining the team at the right time. He added, "Lewis joining the team has been a big boost and has been amazing in so many areas. I feel like the team is very calm and clear in what is the direction to work in and not being affected by everything going on in the team. We had a good car, but it needed more performance, and that is where we focused on this car. We focused on small things in every area." Hamilton was also questioned about his new teammate, who joined Ferrari's driver academy in 2016. He said, "Charles is very embedded in this team. He is very fast, and I am completely aware of that. It is not going to be easy to beat him, but we will work together and have some great races, I hope." And with a strong start to 2025, they appear to be in contention for everything. So, were the others simply sandbagging? Or is the Hamilton-Ferrari pairing the greatest we've seen in recent years? Let me know your opinions in the comments section below.